Hello and welcome to Shopping for the Real You. I'm Andrea Pflaumer, the author of the book Shopping for the Real You. And if this is your first time joining us today, I'm back with my friend and colleague Brigitte Nioche. Brigitte is a former model, pattern designer. She owned a boutique in Manhattan for many years, and now she's an entrepreneur and an author. She's written several books, the most recent of which is this wonderful book called Living Longer, Living Well. It's a wonderful sort of guideline for living longer and living well, not only in how you look, but in your whole lifestyle. So, welcome back, Brigitte.
Thank you. I'm very happy to be with you again. It's
So
always a
today we're
pleasure.
going to talk about a wonderful, important topic, which is kind of like the icing on the cake of fashion, which is accessories. And so we're going to go through a bunch of questions. We're going to talk about what is an accessory, how many different kinds there are, how accessories can save us money, which is a valuable thing, which is the most important accessory, and how much you should spend on an accessory. Uh, that's relative, of course, but there's a good guideline for that. And then also when to update them. So, welcome again, Brigida. I'm just so glad to have you back again. We get terrific feedback on these interviews, and people are getting lots of valuable information.
That's amazing. That's wonderful.
So, first question, what do we call an accessory?
Uh, an accessory is anything that decorates us,
Ah,
anything that is not a garment. You know, it can decorate us, what we wear. So that's basically, I look at it as a kind of decoration. That, like you said, you said something very nice before. You said it's the icing on the cake.
yeah,
So you're the cake, and
right.
accessories and
So,
the
anything
icing.
we put on decorates ourselves, but those extras really they add oomph, and they really express our personality, don't they?
Yeah.
How many different kinds of accessories are there? What categories would you
Okay,
describe?
let me go over them. Of course, the one that everybody knows, and I think kind of the main one, is a scarf, a belt, bags, shoes, gloves, a hat. All those are accessories, and of course, then the other big one besides scarves is jewelry.
Yeah.
So these are, but some people don't think that a belt is an accessory or that shoes are an accessory, and they really are, because some people are known for the beautiful shoes they always wear. Yeah.
Yeah.
So all this, like I said, it's not clothing. It's all the things around clothing that are called accessories.
How can an accessory save us money? You know, you're buying something new.
Right, and that is by changing the same garment with different accessories.
Oh,
And I'm wearing something to demonstrate that. You
okay.
see the stuff I'm wearing now. Okay, so it's the same sweater. It's going to be just the same sweater. So this scarf, you see it now. I
And I
want
must say, you fold
I,
it so beautifully.
It's very simple, you put it around your neck like this and you knot it twice, and then all you do is throw it over your shoulder,
Beautiful.
and it stays. So anyway, so this is one look, and you
Okay.
will see me today, let's say where I work with this. Now, there is
Oh,
another scarf.
ooh,
It's a
pretty.
different color, and you tie it differently, and it looks totally different.
It has a completely different feeling.
It's the same sweater. Yeah. Now, let's say you need that sweater, have to go out, and you still want to wear that sweater. So then you wear this.
Ooh,
You see, you put a very nice
ooh, ooh.
glasses. You see, I hope you can see it. Yeah, but you
Yeah,
see, that
beautiful.
sweater looks very, very different
Com
each time. Yeah.
completely different.
I mean, now let's take another color scarf, and if you want to, look different again tomorrow at the office, it's all the same scarf. You see, and it's four accessories, and you can wear those with many other things, you see,
Yeah,
but that's where it saves money, because you don't need to buy so many different sweaters. Is a very good example, because we all have too many sweaters, and you
right.
only need a few, really. Yeah, and when you use the accessories with it, then they change. And I don't want to jump ahead, but there's another way you can change something, and that's with earrings.
Whew,
Yeah.
I love it.
Let me just take this off if I can get it off, that is. What
I
happened?
know, I struggled to get mine on this morning.
You see, now I took this off,
Ooh,
and
ooh,
it's just, now it's
gorgeous,
doing.
gorgeous.
See, that's now the fifth different look for this particular sweater. Yeah, and again, you can use these accessories with other things. I mean, this can go with a summer dress, with jeans, with everything else. But it changes totally this sweater. Yeah, and that's where it can save us money. Yeah. The other thing is like belts can make a big difference,
Hmm.
but they have to make. And I don't want to jump ahead. We go back to the questions, but while we
Yeah,
are
yeah, yeah.
saving money with the accessories. Now, if you buy a belt, if you wear a belt, it should make a statement. You see, this belt makes a statement. Yeah.
It sure
And,
does.
this belt is only, I mean, for feng shui, you wear that when you want to hold your jeans up and you don't want to make a statement. Okay. This is the third one. If you don't like these heavy, big ones, then you take a narrow one, but you take a little gold one.
Pretty, pretty.
Again, these belts will save you money because you can wear them over this sweater, over the same dress. That's where the saving money comes in, by using these accessories with the same clothes that we have. Yeah,
Beautiful, beautiful.
I, that's where it saves money. And also, it's I look at accessories like when we were little girls and we played with our toys and we had maybe a necklace from our mother or something and we fiddled around with this, we played around with this. This is what accessories are today for us as grown-ups. You have to kind of play around with them and change your look, and it's a lovely thing to do. Yeah.
I have a very short waist, so
Yeah.
I love big belts, but they cut me in half. And so I was really happy when when you showed the shiny skinny belt,
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
that's something that somebody with a short waist can do
Yeah.
to
Yeah.
bring some oomph to an outfit.
Absolutely, but I have to mention here, Michelle Obama, she is not the slimmest person, but she wore very big belts all the
I
time.
know,
I looked
right?
at her, I thought, it actually works, yeah. The other thing is too, if you're very confident about what you wear, it works,
You
you
know,
see?
that is such an important point. It
For
makes all the
everything.
difference in the world.
It does, and she wasn't wondering if it was maybe a bit too high or something was showing she didn't want to show. She didn't worry about it at all. It looked nice,
Yeah.
and she was self-confident. And I think this is important to carry these accessories off with a bit of
Yeah,
oomph.
it's what we call owning the look. If you're going to do it, own
Right.
it.
Own it. Right, right, right. Okay, anyway. So this is how we save money, by having these trinklets. And sometimes it's a little thing we find somewhere and we put it with a sweater or a dress. And it just really works. Yeah. And you can wear the same sweater and nobody will say to you in the office, oh, you're wearing that sweater again. No, they will say, what a lovely scarf. I like your necklace. That's what stands out. Yeah.
The reason I love that is that one of the things that I talk about is how each of us expresses different kinds of style facets. And so, with the change that you just made of all those scarves, you went from classic to kind of sexy and romantic to playful and sexy. I mean, there were so many aspects of our personality that can come out with a change of the type
Yeah.
of
Yeah.
accessory.
That's true. But also, you don't have to. I mean, one thing I would like to say for accessories, you have to, the one you want to make a statement with and become your sign sort of thing. Some people are known for beautiful bags, yeah. And like I said before, some people wear beautiful shoes all the time.
Yeah.
You have to pick the accessory that you're the most comfortable with. If it is jewelry, you use that. I mean, you can use all of it, but there's always one that you're more comfortable with than another. And so people should say, I mean, I meet people, they say, oh, I don't wear scarves. And I said,
Yeah.
why not? I'm not comfortable with them. I rather wear jewelry. Yeah. So it's not that everybody has to wear all these accessories.
Right, right.
It has to be the item that you're really comfortable with, that you make your signature with.
I completely, totally agree. Couldn't agree more. What do you think is the most important accessory that a person can wear?
I still think it's jewelry. I think it's jewelry and a scarf. A scarf is, even if you don't wear the scarf, you can tie it around your handbag like the French do, and it hangs on over your handbag. Yeah. I think those two things are the easiest. I mean, the other ones like gloves and a hat, they're not as common. I mean, yes, a pair of red gloves can become a very nice accessory in the winter. don't have to have gray gloves or, like gloves. They
Right.
can be with pom-poms maybe or something. That's a nice accessory, but that's not one that you will always wear here. The same
Right.
thing with the hat here. It's an occasional accessory. So the thing is still the jewelry and the scarves. Now, talking about the jewelry, because we're today going through demonstrations here,
Ooh.
I take these off. You see, it looks totally different again. So jewelry is a nice thing, and everybody likes jewelry. I mean, it's the oldest accessory, way back before they even had clothes, they had jewelry. People decorated themselves with beads and everything. So it's still, I think, jewelry and scarves which are on the top here. Bags can be used very easily as well, and they're useful, if you buy a nice
Yeah.
bag you like, yeah.
Yeah.
And so it's what you feel comfortable with, but I would say those two are the easiest and the most important, yeah.
I know you're an Egyptophile, and so, and when you were talking about before people ever wore a lot of clothes, they adorn themselves in
Yeah.
jewelry, and I imagine there's some really beautiful pieces in some of the museums in Egypt.
Gorgeous, absolutely beautiful. But they were only for the pharaohs and their families, because
Ah,
it's
right.
so elaborate. Yeah, they
Yeah.
have these collars and the
Oh,
very white, bracelets and ankle things. Yeah, but they were not for everybody. But they're
right.
very, very beautiful when you see them in the museum today. You
Yeah.
feel like staying there. And a lot of copies have been made of them.
Right.
Yeah, you
The
can
the
find
Met
very nice
the
copies.
Met has some beautiful
Yeah,
copies.
yeah.
Metropolitan Museum of Art has some beautiful copies of some of that old jewelry. Very
And you
affordable.
they have made copies of it. So I think if it's a nice copy, it's just as good as a real thing. I mean, I would hesitate to wear the real thing. Put it this way, because I don't want to be afraid that I lose it.
Hmm.
I mean, for example, people who have the real things, they have copies made of them, and
Yeah.
they have
Yeah.
the real thing in a safe. You see,
Right.
because you
Right.
don't want to be worried about it. So if you lose it, well, it's not so bad. But that is, of course, very serious when it's something real and expensive. Yeah.
I have to say, you're one of the very few people I know who still wears clip-on earrings,
Yeah,
and
I
I
know.
think that's so great for a couple of reasons. One is that, just as you say, if you have something expensive a clip-on, you'd worry about losing it,
Right,
but
right,
not so much those. But also, the reality is, as we get older, our earlobes do get longer, and they pull them down.
that is true. And I remember my grandmother, she had, pierced ears, and the holes became longer and it became very ugly. Yeah,
Yeah.
where a clip hides that very nicely. you know,
And is it
so,
easy to find clip-on earrings? I haven't.
no,
Yeah.
no, every store sells clip-on earrings.
Oh,
Yeah, and they usually a little bit different in style. They become bigger. You see the ones which are for pierced ears, they tend to be a little smaller. Yeah,
that's
and
right.
when they get bigger, then they become pierced
Yeah.
clips very often.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Um, so follows on to the other point is that if you want to wear things you're not going to be afraid of losing. So how much should you spend on an accessory?
I think that again, that depends very much what it is. I would say shoes and handbags and scarves should not be cheap because
Yeah.
it shows. Yeah. Sometimes you see a scarf they make these things so well and they look new, so nice. Yeah. But then you've worn the scarf 3 days and it's all wrinkled because it wasn't expensive. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
on those three things, especially bags, also I would spend more. Now on jewelry, if you see a fun piece, for $5, buy it, wear it for a little bit, and when you get sick of it, you don't have to think, oh, I spent a lot of money on this. You can just get rid of it, give it away or something. Yeah. So I think those are the three things I would spend the most money on. Yeah. Because now from the three scarves I showed you, let me just go over this. This one here is an inexpensive one. This one here. You see, when it came, when the fashion came, that these burnouts became very fashionable.
Right.
Yeah,
Right.
you saw them everywhere. Yeah. So this one was not expensive at all, but it was pretty, and I thought it goes with the sweater. As long as I can wear it, fine. So you have to kind of feel your way around a little bit, and then the other thing you can do, you can wear two scarves together. That changes the look again. You see, if we put these two together,
Huh.
it looks totally different again. Yeah. So it's really, like I said, we should take it as playing around with it,
Uh-huh.
playing around with our things we have, and try them on and see if we like what we see. Yeah.
I think people don't need as many clothes as they think they need.
Yeah. I mean, for example, the blouse you're wearing, you can wear a scarf around it, no, around the collar, with, and tie it here, and it changes that blouse
That's
totally.
true.
Yeah.
Yep.
And you don't need another blouse. Yeah.
And I could belt it and it would make a big difference too.
I do, you see again, yeah.
Yeah.
And then you change your earrings some days and you don't wear
If you could see.
any you don't wear any scarf.
Uh-huh.
Or a necklace one day, like this one here. I mean, this makes definitely a statement.
It's so gorgeous. I just
And
love that.
and I can go anywhere in the evening and just wear a simple black sweater and it's fine.
Hmm.
Yeah, and I don't need to rush out and get a dress. I can wear a nice smart pair of black pants with a black sweater and this necklace. I'm done. It works. Yeah.
And then
So
people always say, "Oh, Brigitte always looks so chic." And it's so simple. It's
yeah,
simple.
but chic actually stands for simple. The Italians are great on that. Yeah, they look always nice, but they're very simple. It's never overloaded. It's never, So, and some people they can wear very decorated clothing. Yeah? I'm just not. I don't feel comfortable with it. I feel comfortable when it's plainer and I can add something to it.
Yeah.
Yeah. One very good thing that's happening at the moment, and it's coming back, there are pins, brooches.
Oh yeah. Hmm.
Oh, I didn't bring one. But let's say this was a brooch now. You can put the brooch, no, this doesn't work. I mean,
Ah.
let's say this was a pinch. You can wear it here. You see, you don't have to, because people say, oh, I reminds me of my grandmother, especially when they're younger. But because our grandmothers wore them here on a lapel, there was a place for it. Yeah. You can wear it here. You can wear it on a pocket, but they're coming back.
A friend of mine buys vintage pins,
Yeah.
and she clips them on to her shoes, her plain
Yes.
black
Yeah.
suede shoes, and
And that
turns them into just the most magnificent looking things.
But you see, that's again like, just having a sweater, just a plain pair of black
Hmm.
shoes, you can do that with, yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
And so it's a bit, like I said, it's fun to play around with this stuff, I feel.
yeah.
And but then they always say, put on what you want to put on and look, and then take off what you think is too much.
Right,
Because many times it is too much, yeah, or
right.
it doesn't suit the person so very well, yeah. And
Yes.
I admire people who have bracelets from here to here. There are people who wear bracelets and
Yeah, right.
I find that anyway, that's a very personal thing, and as long as they feel comfortable with it,
S-
who am I to say they shouldn't wear them?
Some people can get away with it.
Right,
It's too
right.
much for me, but
Yeah, I'm for
and
me
some
too.
people it
Yeah,
could.
but I think they should make a statement. And the same thing with jewelry. When it's too tiny, weeny, and you don't see it, why do you wear it?
Hmm.
When it's very small.
Hmm.
I mean, it's uh, so I think you should get a little bigger with it. Yeah, you have pierced ears.
I bought a beautiful pair of Tiffany starfish little earrings many years ago, and I just love them.
Mm-hmm.
But then I find I don't wear them much because you can't see them behind my hair. So
Yeah,
yeah, I started wearing my hair further back so that the
yeah,
earrings will show more.
yeah, that is true. Because earrings kind of give light to the face,
Right.
and that's why I always suggest not to go for dull gold.
Yeah, yeah.
It's like these. You see, can you see them?
Mm-hmm.
They're shiny, and then just as a last pair, these are shiny. But when they're dull, you see how they come out under the hair,
Uh-huh.
you
Mm-hmm.
know. And but if they were
Pretty.
a dull gold, they don't shine. And when they shine, they give some light to your face, and
Right,
it attracts the eye. When something twinkles a little bit.
right. We're all like ravens. We like those little shiny things that that land on the ground. Um, so I guess so how much should you spend for an accessory? Oh, we just said that the
Yeah,
earrings you can go for something inexpensive but
right.
playful, and then the shoes and bags. Boy, I completely agree with that. When when we see a person, they can be wearing the most beautiful outfit, but if their shoes are Well, we have a, for those of you who haven't seen it, we did a whole talk about shoes, so look it up on YouTube. But that's the
Yeah,
thing, you want to keep your shoes well cleaned and
yeah.
repaired because they anchor the whole outfit.
Now, sometimes the shoes are, I mean, what shoes you wear is dictated where you go and how much you have to walk. You see, if you have to
That's right.
walk a long while, you hesitate to put the heels because it's going to be uncomfortable.
Right.
But I don't know if you, I think you saw the, on YouTube, I think it was, the new invention that came out in Germany that you can change the heel of your shoes. Did you
Oh,
see that?
right, right.
I,
Yes,
that is
right.
absolutely wonderful. You see, when they're flat and you can walk, and when wherever you get, you take that flat heel off and you put the high one. Huh? So when I'm going to Germany now next week, I'm definitely going to try and find a pair like that too.
Oh, great.
2002.
Yeah, for those of you that didn't see it, it's on my Facebook page, and it's a German company, of course, German engineering. And it had a beautiful, they showed several styles, but one was a gold sandal that
Right.
had a kind of a chunky flat heel, and it clips off, and you can put a higher heel on it. I think it had three heights or something like that.
It has five different heels. I went on it again and looked at it because I wanted to get
Yeah,
the name so that
yeah,
I know I
yeah. I'll
up.
have to find it.
Yeah, and it's five different heels. Yeah, that you can put on. Huh?
Yeah.
I mean, basically, it would mean I need one pair of shoes.
Well, and if you travel, I did another post because we were gone for almost 3 weeks, and I had to bring 5 pairs of
Yeah,
shoes.
yeah,
And it takes up, not only does it weigh a lot, but it takes up a huge amount of space. So
it
if you
does.
can change your heels, you got
Well,
right there, you got three
I
pair
think
of shoes.
it's just a wonderful invention. I think from the comfort point, it's good that you have flat when you have to walk wherever you're going, and that you can change it then into this heel.
That's right.
That's
That'd be
just
so great.
pleasant. Yeah. So you're right. Shoes and on the bags, I would like to say something. I mean, bags have become very big, and sometimes you have the feeling the bag is carrying the person
Yep,
and not the person.
exactly.
Bag. Yeah, they're huge, and if somebody is not so tall, they just too overwhelming. Yeah, so I think the size should be kind of a medium size. Yeah, and not. I mean, you're not carrying your whole household in it, and and the bigger the bag, the more you put in because
That's
when it's
right.
small, you eliminate. Yeah, but when it's a big bag, oh, you put this in, that in. So I think the size of the bag is important. It's really important to give a finished look and not have all of a sudden this huge bag here hanging here now.
Right.
So that's just something that I say on the bag.
I suppose if you're going to a formal event and you have a jeweled bag, that can serve as your
Yeah.
major accessory or one major accessory.
Right, right. But if you let's say you go to an event after work and you have a bigger bag, you can stick a little thing in your bag that you'd use in the evening.
That's right. That's
Look,
right.
this is all. It's not very complicated. All this, you just have to think of it and do it. And some people don't want to be bothered. You see, they say,
Yeah.
"Oh, that bag is good enough for tonight." It does change your look if you have, a cocktail in your hand and just a little bag in the other hand instead of this huge bag hanging over your shoulder.
That's right. It's not good for your posture either.
No, no, it's not good. Yeah, for your shoulders. Yeah. So that's just something I wanted to mention on the bags. Yeah. You asked me when to update.
Right.
Exactly. Uh, at the moment, in the last few years, we've had a lot of scarves made from wool or different materials like not silk. Silk scarves have, taken a little bit of a backseat.
Right. Right.
So that would be one fashion indication. And they all had them wrapped around, you know how they wrap them around. I always feel like I have my throat hurts or something, when they do this, and I always have the feeling with this one it's not so bad, but when it is a wool scarf, yeah, then it comes up to here, and
Yeah.
I felt uncomfortable in it, yeah. But those scarves have been very in, and everybody's been wearing it. So that is, for example, when they go out, you have to get rid of that scarf too. You can't say I want to keep wearing that. When maybe little ones or silk ones come in, change to that. You see. Another thing is the jewelry. If very tiny jewelry is in fashion, that's fine. But when all of a sudden bigger things come up, you don't have to take the very big ones, but something a little bigger, like maybe the necklace bigger, and not so tiny, because that again says that you update yourself with the
Right,
accessories, and you
right.
can still wear that sweater from 3 years ago or whatever
Mm-hmm.
with
Mm-hmm.
that bigger type of necklace. Yeah. Or
Yeah.
sometimes all of a sudden pearls are in again, and they are coming back at the moment, and they were out for so many years. I mean, look,
Mm-hmm.
pearls were again assigned to your memory of your grandmother or your mother.
Right.
You didn't want to identify with, yeah, but all of a sudden they're coming back again, yeah. So you see, when you see pearls coming back, get yours out if you still have them, or buy a string of pearls. Yeah, they don't have to be real and they don't have to be expensive, but it just updates the look.
I have a charm bracelet,
Oh, that's
and
pretty.
they're very much not in style right now, but I'm going to hang on to it for dear
Yeah, but that's
life.
you see, there is jewelry that has nothing to do with fashion. That's a sentimental thing.
That's
You see,
right.
this is
That's right.
something that's a sentiment, and that one you can always wear. Yeah,
Right.
you've
Yeah.
probably collected the charms over the years in different
Yeah.
places. Yeah, or sometimes somebody wears something their mother has given them. That's a part. Yeah,
Mm.
that you can. Yeah, but you see, with that bracelet that you're wearing, you can add another one.
Right.
You know,
Exactly. Actually, it looks good when I wear it with my
right.
watch.
Right, right. You see, because we don't have to, like, I wear this all the time. This little bear that's hanging on a gold chain. Yeah. Oh,
Uh,
I never take it
yeah,
off.
I have
But
one too.
whatever I wear around the neck, just goes with it.
Uh-huh.
You see,
Uh-huh.
it doesn't. I don't have to take it off because I've put that other necklace on. You see, it
Mm-hmm.
goes with it. Yeah. So these
Great.
very personal things, and a lot of people have them.
Yeah.
You just wear them all the time and
Yeah.
stick to
Yeah.
them and add to it whatever is fashionable. Yeah.
This is very good advice. When we're talking about scarves, I tend to hang on to my scarves for too long because I keep thinking, oh, well, they may come back. They don't come back.
No,
And something you mentioned before is that when fashions come back, they come back slightly differently.
slightly different. And the other thing is that you had that scarf. Let's say you hang on to it for a long time. Let's say you had it 10 years. The material is probably a bit tired.
That's right. That's
It's
right.
not anymore. It doesn't have that crispness anymore, that freshness
Mm-hmm.
anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But it's after all been lying in the drawer for 10 years. Yeah. So it's not just the style, it's also often the condition. And the
Yeah,
same with bags, they also get worn out.
that's
Yeah.
right.
And yeah. So, yeah. I mean, I know people, they have 30 handbags. I don't know what they do with 30 handbags. I, I use, I use three, and that's it. Winter, summer, and one for evening, because I can't change uh, everything is in the bag every day, you know, and you forget something, then you don't the keys or whatever, you
That's
didn't
right.
transfer it over. Yeah, and
Yeah,
that is also, if you have less, that you can buy a really expensive bag,
that's
and
true.
everybody will love your bag, and you will carry it with joy every day because it's so pretty. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
but if you spend money on five others, they can't all be such good quality then.
Right, right.
And
S-
one other
s-
thing I like to mention for evening, for example, because I just remembered this when you said little black dress,
yeah.
are these shawls. There are
All right.
shawls
Mm-hmm.
that are magnificent, yeah. And if you have one of those and you throw that over the dress, I mean, it will work, yeah, and you will look absolutely beautiful in it, and different, because there are beautiful shawls out there,
Mm-hmm.
either from the Orient or with flowers or lovely, yeah, and in all colors.
Mm-hmm.
So if the dress is black, and let's say the shawl is a cream color with darker flowers in it, it will just look magnificent,
Right,
yeah,
right.
over the dress, yeah. So no, and again, we have to take accessories as a playful um, thing to add to our life. Yeah, that it's
Mm-hmm.
a playful thing. It's not the serious thing.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
It has to be playful, and we must have fun with it.
I think
Yeah.
that's the best advice. I think that is just
Mind you,
great.
sometimes you can take a scarf as a belt too. When
Mm-hmm.
you have these long scarves which are not too thick, which is a thin silk, let's say, you can twist them, and some people use them then as belts as well. Yeah.
I
So
love it.
and you might find out new things to do with your accessories when you play around with them. Yeah. But the main thing is, don't that people, maybe women shouldn't say, oh, I don't know what to do with accessories. Yes, you do. Just
Yeah.
have a look, and have fun with it. And get together with your girlfriend one afternoon and say, come on, let's look at all this stuff here and let's see what we can do with it. Yeah, you will have a great time.
This is so much fun. Any of you watching this, if you have something interesting that you've done with your accessories, I would love to see a photograph. I'll post them on Facebook, and you can just send it to me, Andrea at Shopping for the Real You, or on my Facebook page, Shopping for the Real You. And Brigitte's Facebook page is it Living Longer, Living Well? Is that the Facebook page?
The Facebook page is ready to live longer.
I'm sorry,
Ready? It's ready
oh,
to live.
Ready to Live Longer.
So, but
Right.
I would like just, we went over the hats rather quickly. I would like to say something about hats. They can be more useful than you think. I mean, the French call it cache-misère. That means you hide the misery. When you have a bad, when you have a bad hair day, they're perfect. You know, you put it here. I mean, you can wear them in the summer. There are summer hats and winter hats, and they also finish a look nicely. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
and there you can have a fun hat. You know, it doesn't have to be one of those knitted
Right,
hats in
right.
winter. You know, something a little bit more elaborate or prettier. And they really do hide when on those days when you have your hair not nice and you have to go for lunch and you
Yeah.
think, oh, I don't have time to do my hair. What am I going to do? Wear a hat. The trouble is you can't take it off. That's because if you do,
That's true. You hat head.
you know, but there are really,
I would love to see hats make a comeback. I love hats.
you know, the hat that suits everybody and has not ever gone out of style. That's a cowboy hat, and
Oh,
it suits everybody. I've never met anybody, men or women, who have not looked good in a cowboy hat. And just
Brigitte,
imagine,
I think you're a Texan at heart because I know that you love cowboy boots and cowboy
yeah,
hats.
I do, maybe I am, but really, it's you know, and sometimes people wear a suit, are dressed quite
Hmm.
conservatively, and they put a cowboy hat on. My God, it changes the whole thing, and it looks lovely. Yeah,
Oh my
the
God.
the shape of them is
Uh-huh.
somehow so becoming. Yeah,
Uh-huh.
so if you see one somewhere, try one on.
Have fun, experiment.
Yeah, yeah,
Take
and
this woman's advice because she knows.
when you try a few things, you know, you can really change how you look. Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm still wearing the same little old sweater here.
yeah.
And, so that's important. Yeah, and so that's about. I think we've covered everything. The main thing to keep in mind: the accessory has to say something about you.
Uh, Very, very crucial point.
Very crucial point. And what it says about you, you have to decide.
Mm.
You decide. You know, am
Yeah.
I fashionable? Am I conservative? Do I like expensive things? All this can be answered with the accessories
Mm.
that you choose.
Fantastic. Okay, this is one of my favorites interviews, so I think people are going to enjoy it too.
Would be now after this interview where we talked about accessories, I think everybody who has listened should go home and get out all their accessories, look at them, go over them, see which ones they still like or which ones are just lying in the drawer, and just start to have fun with them and actually look at them as a real thing that has to be addressed and has to
Wonderful.
and can
That's
change
great.
your wardrobe and can change your look.
Great. I think that's great advice. I'm going to go do it right now as soon as we hang up.
I'm sorry, I
So I want to remind people of Brigitte's wonderful book. Her website is called Ready to Live Longer, and her book is called Living Longer, Living Well. And also, just as a reminder, Shopping for the Real You is my book, and it's also out on Kindle now. Both books are available on Kindle as well as in print. Terrific gifts for friends. I highly recommend both of them. My own, of course, but honestly, I really do think Brigitte's book is a great gift to give to somebody, especially if they're just turning 50 or more. It just has so much great, uplifting, positive advice in it.
So has your book, by the way. If you really follow what you say, I mean, I've read it, and it's wonderful advice. And you know, I
Oh,
just think I hope that people will
thank you.
follow
Thank you.
it.
All right, ladies, so now you know the story. So I want to thank everybody for joining us today, and especially my guest, Brigitte Nioche. And we'll see you next time with some more wonderful information. Bye, Brigitte.
Looking forward to it. Thank you very much. Bye bye.